Hi, welcome to BuonaPappa again. Today we're going to prepare another recipe that I'm going to suggest you as a different recipe for Thanksgiving for kids. We're going to prepare together what I call the white stew. It's the right time of the year now to start cooking stews because you know it's getting cooler and in the evening you want something warm to eat. Today I decided to prepare a stew, but a different one because I'm going to use veal instead of beef. I'm going to use a lot of vegetables, and the thing is that they are all white. Don't ask me why. I was inspired by white vegetables today and I decided to go with this recipe. So let's start together with the ingredients. First of all, what we need: 2 pounds of veal, 2 potatoes, medium size, yellow ones, 1 celery root, 1 parsnip root. Parsnip is another very root that is very good and healthy for you. It's not so common, but I really like the taste of parsnip. 1 apple. I'm going to use a Gala golden apple. I found an amazing white pumpkin. I mean, we're in the pumpkin season and I didn't know there were white pumpkins, and I tried one, so I bought a small one and that will be enough for today. So we will see how the mix of these flavors will work very well together. 2 spring onions, 1 cloves of garlic, fresh herbs from my garden. We're going to use rosemary, sage, thyme, and marjoram. 2 tablespoons of oil, of course extra virgin olive oil. 4 cups of vegetable broth that I prepared previously and I just froze, so it was ready to use. But if you do not have vegetable broth and you want to do it, to make it by yourself, just go and check on the BuonaPappa channel the vegetable broth recipe. That is one of the easiest I ever made. 3-4 tablespoons of flour. For mommy and daddy, some salt. First thing to do is to prepare our veggies. Let's wash them, peel them, and chop them. So we're going to do it for the white pumpkin, the turnip, the apple, the potatoes, the spring onions, and the celery root. I prepared all my white veggies ready and chopped, and I tried to chop them in small cubes, more or less the same size of the veal cubes, so everything will cook evenly. In a deep pan, we're going to, of course, turn on our fires. We're going to put some extra virgin olive oil, and we are going to put our chopped spring onions, and we are going to put our herbs. As you can see, I put all our herbs plus the garlic in this nice guards sacket that I created because I really like the deep flavor of these fresh herbs. But as we're cooking for kids, I don't want the herbs, once the stew is ready, to stay in the stew because I don't want them to find those big pieces and, you know, just not maybe like them. So it will be a lot easier for me just to remove everything at the end, so the flavor will stay in the stew and the sticks, they will come out. So let's put it inside and let's just saute our spring onions for 2 minutes. The heat is low. Meanwhile, I'm going to put our flour in this nice bowl, and I'm going basically to put our veal because I want the flour to cover our veal. Why the flour? It will help to form a nice golden crust on the veal when we are going to cook them. My spring onions, they are sauteed, and now I increase the heat to medium-high, and it's time to add our veal. We just stir for, let's say, 3-4 minutes up until the veal pieces, they are nicely golden. See, our meat is nice and golden. And the other thing, scrape the bottom of the pan because the flour might stick to the bottom and you do not want it. I'm going to adjust with some salt. I'm not using a lot of salt, let's say 1 teaspoon. This recipe can be good also for babies, let's say from 9-10 months up. So it's totally up to you the amount of salt that you want to use. And remember, for mommy and daddy, you can add salt even at the very end. It's time to add our white veggies. Let's start with the potatoes. Let's keep going with our apple, our turnip, white pumpkin, and celery roots. Let's mix it. And now we are going to cover everything with our vegetable broth. I told you 4 cups of vegetable broth, but the real quantity is the quantity that will, as you can see, basically will cover the meat and the vegetables. So you might need to add, a few more cups. Let's say from 4 to 6 cups. At this point, it's a soup, so we have to let it cook. What we are going to do? We are going to reduce the heat at low so that it will start simmering, and then we are going to cover it and let it cook for, I would say, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. But as always, let's say after 1 hour, check if you need to add more broth. If the meat is cooked, it's done. Trust me, the final result will be so creamy and yummy that you will really, really enjoy it. Our stew is finally ready, creamy and yummy. Look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? So now what you can do. Okay, if you have babies from, let's say, 9-10 months up until around a year, so they do not have a lot of teeth to chew with, you can just take a portion of the stew and just put it with a hand blender or a mixer. Just, reduce everything in a nice and smooth puree. They will enjoy it. And of course, for older kids and for mommy and daddy, just maybe prepare some rice on the side and serve it, and it will be lovely for the whole family. So today we prepare our white stew. That's another idea that I wanted to give you for Thanksgiving. You never know. And we're going to see each other next week with another recipe from BuonaPappa. And as always, buona pappa a tutti. Ciao!